Okay, seventh grade. Today we're going to be dividing integers. Dividing integers is just like dividing regular numbers, okay? Except that you have to deal with the positive and negative signs. And let's go over that. When you multiply and divide, remember to look at the signs. A positive times a positive will equal a positive. A negative times a negative will equal a positive. A negative times a positive will equal a negative. And that goes the same for division. When you have a positive, you divide it by a positive, you will still get a positive. When you have a negative and you divide it by a negative, you will then get a positive. If you have a negative and divide it by a positive, you will still get a negative, okay? So let's begin. Example number 1 says we have 80 divided by negative 10. Either when it's written like this or in this form, it still means the same thing. 80 divided by negative 10. So when you have 80 divided by negative 10, the answer will be negative 8. Why? Because a negative and a positive will still give us a negative. See? Negative, positive, negative. Example number 2. Negative 55 divided by positive 11 will give us negative 5. And example number 3, negative 64 divided by negative 8 is the same thing as negative 64 divided by negative 8, and it will give us a positive 8. Why? Because a negative and a negative will give us a positive. Negative times a negative, or a negative divided by a negative will give us a positive. And example number 4, negative 14 divided by negative 7 will give us a positive 2. All right. Go ahead and pause the video, copy this down, and then we'll get started on our word problem. One year, the estimated Australian koala population was 1 million. After 10 years, there were about 1,000 koalas. Find the average change in the koala population per year. And they give us a formula. New population minus previous population divided by 10. Okay? So go ahead and copy that down, because you always want to have a word problem that you can refer back to in your notes. Okay, so the formula that we'll be using is the new population, and we'll represent that as NP, minus the previous population, and we'll represent that with PP for previous population, divided by 10. So now let's plug in the numbers. The new population is 100,000. Minus the previous population, which is 1 million. Divided by 10. When we plug this into our calculators and compute them, we should get 900,000. Negative, 900,000 over 10. And since this is an improper fraction, we'll need to divide negative 900,000 divided by 10. And we should get negative 90,000, which will represent 90,000 koalas a decrease. That is the average change in the koala population per year, negative 90,000 koalas. The next word problem we have is the average temperature in January for North Pole, Alaska is negative 24 degrees Celsius. Use the expression 9C plus 160 divided by 5 to find this temperature in degrees Fahrenheit. Round to the nearest degree. All right. So the first thing that we need to do is set up our problem. So the formula that they gave us was 9C plus 160 divided by 5. So, and they said that in the North Pole, Alaska is negative 24 degrees Celsius. So our C stands for Celsius. So all we have to do is plug in the number. So we have 9 and then C, and our C is Celsius, so times negative 24 plus 160 divided by 5. From here, you will then distribute this 9 to the negative 24. Then that gives you negative 216 plus 160 divided by 5. Now, negative 216 plus 160 will then give you negative 56 divided by 5. And now, since this is an improper fraction, we now have to divide it. Negative 56 divided by 5 will give you negative 11.2. Or, if you want to just round it down, that is fine. Negative 11 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, 7th grade, so if you have any questions, please contact me on Edmodo, okay, and please take notes. Oh, let me swing that one over so that way you can see the negative 11. Please take notes and pause the video if you need.